Peyton Manning for the most in NFL history. Okay, Keyshawn, explain this to me. Because when I look at this Bucs offense, they have so much talent. I know the O-line's banged up. Why have they underperformed this season when I saw what happened at the end of the game?
Well, first of all, you have a banged-up offensive line. You have players in and out of the lineup. You had Chris Godwin coming off injury, back and forward. Mike Evans in and out of the lineup. Leonard Fournette in the running game because of the offensive line hadn't got quite going. You got a defense that's been struggling, and that's why. There's all your answers. And then you say, okay, they could turn it on late in the game. Well, when I went to sleep, it was 16-3.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, it's time to go to bed. I'm good. They're going to win. And I woke up and it was 17-16.
Yeah.
But you can't ever get away from Tom Brady, whatever that is. I don't know what it is. It almost feels like he sets us up for failure every single year.
Right.
It's like, oh, Tom's this, Tom's that. Then all of a sudden that fourth quarter comes, and them last 5 minutes of games come, and he figures out
He's a
how to
winner.
methodically move the football down the field and get things done. Look, are they a Super Bowl caliber team? No. Can they get to a Super Bowl? Yes, because all it takes for you to do is get into the playoffs. Once you get into the playoffs, and they'll have a playoff game. Now, as it sits right now, they'll be the 4th seed. The 5th seed is the Dallas Cowboys. It could switch with the Philadelphia Eagles. Both of those teams will be a challenge going into Raymond James Stadium. The Cowboys will be probably favored, as well as the Philadelphia Eagles will be favored in that game.
I've been on, after the game, Key, I tweeted this last night. I was like, as great as Tom Brady is and as much as we recognize him as the GOAT, there comes moments in time where you realize even that doesn't really describe or justify the level of greatness that should be accorded to him. He is something special because he's just a born winner. And somehow, some way, they looked, sorry. Yeah. Horrible. It was just bad.
Bad football.
I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I turned it on Stars and watched BMF. That's what I was watching. I was watching episode 7 BMF. That's what I did. I was so disgusted how ugly the game was. And then I turned it back with 5 minutes left, and this brother put on a show in the last 5 minutes. It just remind me of back in the old days. People don't realize or remember this Kenny Stabler for the Oakland Raiders at the time, how he just picked you apart piece by piece by piece. Wasn't some deep bombs or to Tyreek Hill or something like that. It was none of that. Just picking you methodically apart. Yeah, there was the great catch by Julio Jones on the left side near the end zone. There was the touchdown catch by Chris Godwin that was called back because your offensive lineman, your left tackle, got called for holding, all right? Yeah. And Tom Brady still found a way to beat you by throwing it to a damn rookie in Rachaad White. You just find yourself looking at this man and you're just saying, my goodness, it's something special to behold, because if you're a defense, particularly that of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who obviously has elevated their level of play in recent weeks. When you look at what they bring to the table, they're doing their part, but the offense has been inexplicably impotent. I don't know what the hell is going on, Key, with Mike Evans and Tom Brady and how they can't seem to connect, even though he made one good catch. You just look at that right there and you're like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah,
they just don't seem to be there, but somehow, some way, when it counts most, this man, and that's why you say, of course, I don't think they're good enough to win a Super Bowl. I don't even think they're good enough to go to the Super Bowl. I'm certainly not picking them to go ahead of Dallas, Philadelphia, or San Francisco, or Minnesota for that matter. But I will say this. When you can give Tom Brady the ball when it matters most, there's no one, even at the age of 45, that you'd rather see with the ball in their hands than him.
All great ones in sports, as y'all know, whether it's basketball, whether it's baseball, football, the closers, whereas Mariano Rivera with the Yankees, you put the baseball in his hand at the end, the deal is done. Tom Brady, the deal is done. You can go in history of quarterbacks that are like that. Joe Montana was ice.
Yeah.
That's just it. Michael Jordan in basketball, Kobe Bryant in basketball. You put the basketball in their hands, they're going to close, and that's exactly what he is. He's a closer.
Yeah, and he scored a touchdown, then they called it back, and then he did it again.
Think about it. He did that to the Giants that one year. One year that they went 16-0 in the stadium, they threw the bomb, and he missed. They came right back the next play at the end of the game, threw the bomb for 6 and got it and walked off.
Yeah.
That's just, I hate to bring up the Giants, but that's just who he is.
That's just who he is. It's just who he is. And so, there's no way around it. But let's be very, very clear. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers was stinking up the joint for about 55 minutes. Yeah. And the New Orleans Saints, I really think Dennis Allen is one and done. When I look at certain guys.
He can't be one and done, though, Stephen A. He can't be. His defense is top notch.
I agree.
They don't have. My nephew's not playing. Okay?
Right.
And the other receivers have been in and out of
I can tell you this.
messing around with the third quarterback.
Here's what I would tell you this. Here's what I would tell you. There are, man, you know this better than me. You're watching certain guys. You're just kinder about it than I am, and I get that. But you see what I see. You ain't blind.
No, he's
the fact that,
cool.
here's what I'm saying. You got certain coaches that just look like they were born coordinators.
I understand that.
Overseers, leaders of men.
What you going to
stuff
get
like
better?
that.
Are you willing to start the entire team all over, the organization all over again?
No.
What you going to get this better?
I got you. You don't know that. You don't know that. You never know. Keyshawn, the bottom line
That
is this.
defense
Defense is real. The defense is real. And that's why he should go back to being the defense coordinator. That's right. Go right back there. Go right back to that.
No, man, he got to get a healthy quarterback. He's got to get healthy.
Listen, Drew Brees, listen, it don't matter whether they're healthy or not. From Drew Brees to Jameis Winston to Hill to Dalton, it ain't going to work because they ain't Drew Brees.
Drew Brees was 1,000 years old at the end.
I understand that. And still, you looked a hell of a lot better with them than you looked without.
But they was going to be all right with Jameis since Jameis got hurt.
Okay, that's what you say. That's not what I want to confess to that. I want to confess to that.
Just
You always going to say that.
to reiterate, though, you really think the Bucs have a fighting chance? That
I hate to be that guy.
They could beat anybody.
I hate to be that guy.
Yeah.
Anytime you get into the playoffs, I'll ask you this, Molly. Did you think for once last year when the Cincinnati Bengals made it to the playoffs, they was going to the Super Bowl?
No.
Exactly. That's my whole point.
Yeah.
Is you cannot.
Tell me. I only thought that.
No, you didn't think that.
No.
Don't sit up here. Don't know you didn't.
I'm not saying. No. You're not listening to me. I'm not saying I thought they were going to the Super Bowl. I'm saying the only reason I thought what you thought is because I thought Kansas City would beat them. But I thought it was entirely plausible. Once Kansas City and Buffalo met in the postseason, I thought Cincinnati could beat anybody but Kansas City. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.